A Mother's Day miracle. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad number 696 to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. This message is dedicated to my mom, Teresa Smith, for Mother's Day. And this story is by Squire, Rushnell, and Louise Duarte from their book, Godwinks. What should have been the happiest day of 17-year-old Darla Svenby's life quickly became mired in heartbreak. After a long night of labor at St. Margaret's Hospital, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy, but there was no celebration. The unwed mother had made the painful decision to allow her child to be adopted. Darla begged the nurse, "Please let me hold my baby just once. I need to tell him goodbye." The nurse, Daniela Walters, knew the hospital's policy. Birth mothers were not permitted to bond with their babies in adoption cases. But something about this young mother's raw grief struck Nurse Daniela to the core, and she let Darla hold her baby boy. Through the sobs, all she could say is, "He's perfect." Darla promised to pray for him every day of her life. Signing the birth certificate, giving her son a name she knew might be changed was almost too much to bear, and Nurse Walters stood by silently, paperwork in hand, witnessing the young mother's sorrow. The years passed. Darla Svenby and her high school sweetheart Randy married and had 4 sons. The Air Force moved the family to Alaska, but every day the mom kept her promise by praying for the son she would never forget. Meanwhile, Daniela Walters retired from nursing and raised a daughter of her own, Amanda. One night, her daughter brought home a young man named Chad. While Daniela liked him, she couldn't help sense a deep hurt that he was trying to hide. It wasn't long before Chad shared that he had been adopted at birth, and Daniela told him as a nurse she saw many moms painfully make the decision to allow others to give their babies a better life. Sometime later, Amanda and Chad got married, and when they were expecting their own first child, Chad decided to seek his birth records. He opened the official-looking envelope at Daniela Walters' kitchen table. He stared at the name of his mother, Darla Svenby. Then his eyes narrowed at the name of the hospital, St. Margaret's. Daniela Walters' eyes were tearing up. She hadn't remembered the name of that young girl years ago, but she was certain her suspicions were correct. When the family put the pieces of the puzzle together, that Chad's mother-in-law, Daniela Walters, was the very nurse who had broken the rules and let Darla Svenby hold her baby all those years before, the full beauty of God's divinely aligned plan unfolded. Once they found an obituary for Darla Svenby's mother, the young couple traced Darla, now Darla Allgood, to Alaska. And when mother and son finally met, they embraced like no time had passed at all. And the young man, now a husband, even put his head against his mom just as he did as an infant. If you have a miraculous Mother's Day story, email it to me at fromchadsmith@gmail.com. You can find these messages on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can download my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at fromchad.com.